Hi, I'm your State Senator, Hannah-Beth Jackson, and it has been my honor and privilege during these past 4 years to represent you in the California State Senate. During that period of time, I've been committed to advancing our education system and have championed our investment in making sure that our youngest children, all the way through our colleges and universities, have the opportunity to get the best quality education possible. I have fought hard to get additional investment and resources into our early care and development so that our youngest children have the opportunity to start off their lives with the best hope and chances to be successful. It has also been my privilege to assist our veterans who are returning from deployment and who have needs that require we address their challenges by encouraging that rather than incarcerating them, we provide that treatment necessary for them to go on with their lives. After all, they have given so much for us. It's time that we give back to them. And with that in mind, I'm honored to have written the law that now requires that veterans who find themselves in the criminal justice system have an opportunity to seek treatment rather than incarceration. I've also done legislation that acknowledges that some of our veterans, when they return from combat and start working again, need that time, the sick leave, so that they can continue with their treatment and not have to give up a day's work in order to do that. And when it comes to family leave, I'm honored to have been leading the charge to make sure that families have the ability to take the time off they need to care for loved ones when they are ill. And with that, I've also led the charge for equal pay, and it has been my honor and my privilege to have written the strongest equal pay law in the country, so that now people will be paid equal pay for substantially similar work, not based on gender, but in fact by the quality of the work they do. I am particularly proud that because of the legislation I have done in this area, Huffington Post has named me as one of 11 women blazing new trails in American politics. I hope that you will continue to give me the opportunity to serve this community by re-electing me in the upcoming election to serve as your state senator for the next 4 years to come. Thank you, and thank you for your assistance and your support as I work to advance the goals of the people in the community we love and in which we all live.
Hello, I'm Joan Hartman. I'm running for Santa Barbara County Supervisor of the 3rd District. I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself and what I'm planning for Santa Barbara County as your supervisor. I have worked as a teacher, a college professor, an attorney, and a policy and budget analyst, and importantly, as a community volunteer. I was appointed as Supervisor Doreen Farr's 3rd District Planning Commissioner. In that job, I developed in-depth knowledge of public safety and land use issues throughout Santa Barbara County. I also developed a keen insight into the interests, concerns, and needs of the residents of the 3rd District and Santa Barbara County as a whole. This is a really important election coming up. A great deal is at stake. Is Santa Barbara County going to fall back, or are we going to make a leap forward to a 21st century economy that provides good jobs for our children so that they don't have to move away and can stay here? I'm first and foremost focused on public safety. Public safety from crime, from fire, from industrial and natural hazards and disasters, from polluted water and contaminated air. I'm also concerned about preserving and enhancing the character of our communities. We can do this through enhancing our library services, our senior services and activities for families, and our parks, recreation, and trails. But how do we support public health and safety and the character of our neighborhoods We need a prosperous economy, and I have a 4-part program for just that. First, I want to focus on developing and enriching downtown main streets, from Guadalupe to Isla Vista, from Buellton to Los Alamos. Downtowns provide a sense of place and belonging, and they're also magnets for new industries that want to locate in a rich and exciting and vibrant environment. The second thing I want to focus on is agriculture. Agriculture is Santa Barbara County's #1 economic sector. It produces $2.8 billion in direct and indirect benefits. It's also a key factor in providing our quality of life, the open green spaces, the green belts that we enjoy in Santa Barbara County. The third thing I want to focus on is more locally produced energy and water. We can become far more self-reliant with the energy and water, and with that we can stabilize prices and we can support economic development that we need to create good jobs. Fourth and finally, I intend to focus on developing an economic prosperity program in partnership with businesses and other government aid entities as well as nonprofits. I have a proven track record in developing strategic partnerships, and that's what Santa Barbara County needs. We can grow by chance, or we can take the bull by the horns and really develop an economy that fits with our quality of life and the character of our communities and the distinctive qualities we associate with Santa Barbara County. I have the experience that matters. I know these issues. I have a track record with strategic partnership development. I am the one who can bring Santa Barbara County to the 21st century, but I need your help. I ask for your support, for your vote.
Hi, my name is Salud Carbajal. I'm running for the 24th Congressional District. I immigrated to this country with my family at the age of 5. My father was a miner, and then he moved our family to Oxnard, where he worked as a farm worker. And despite long days of work and long hours, we had some challenges making ends meet. We moved into public housing, and despite the economic hardships we had, I was able to do well in school. I attended UCSB, where I met my wife. I have 2 wonderful children. I also joined the United States Marine Corps and served my country. I'm very honored to have served on the Santa Barbara County Board of Supervisors for 3 terms, where I have been able to work with my colleagues across the aisle in a bipartisan way to bring about many solutions to the issues that our community has faced. We have the highest rainy day reserve in county government history. We have the highest bond credit rating in the state of California, and we balanced our budget each and every year. I'm proud that in doing so, we also were able to provide essential services for the most vulnerable. We were able to provide health insurance for many of our children in our county who didn't have health insurance. We invested $100 million over the next 10 years in our roads infrastructure and parks. We were able to bring about a good environmental policy and stewardship. And we passed a truancy program working with the district attorney and our schools to make sure our children are attending school and living up to their potential. I'm proud of that bipartisan work that I've done on the County Board of Supervisors, and that's the same approach that I want to take to Congress. Working through that gridlock, that partisan gridlock that we have all come to dislike, to be able to work together to bring about solutions and to make sure that we have the opportunities for working families and middle-class families here on the Central Coast, like I've had growing up. I know what it's like to struggle. I'm running for Congress because I want to expand opportunities for working middle-class families. I want to make sure that in Congress, we raise the minimum wage. We expand family leave so parents don't have to choose between a sick child and their employment. I want to make sure we're moving forward with universal preschool. I want to make sure that we are doing everything possible to providing ladders to families so they could pull themselves into the middle class. I want to make sure we're expanding middle class opportunities so that we're providing more access and affordability for higher education, and that we're providing opportunities for students to not have to leave college with huge amounts of debt. It's a real shame that you could refinance your mortgage, but you can't refinance your student debt. I want to make sure we're doing everything possible to help anybody who wants to achieve and pursue a higher education. And we need to make sure we're providing for good, well-paid jobs and growing new job sectors in the Central Coast, such as investing in our infrastructure and growing renewable energy sectors so that we could have well-paid jobs for anybody who needs a job on the Central Coast. I want to make sure we're addressing our broken immigration system, that we're moving forward with legislation in a bipartisan way that fixes our broken immigration system once and for all. We need to address climate change in a way that provides for stewardship of our environment and protects our coasts from offshore oil development. We need to make sure we're addressing many inequalities that exist in our country, making sure women are getting equal pay for equal work, and making sure we're championing women's rights for reproductive freedom and sovereignty over their own bodies. Those are the types of things we need to do in Congress, and I'm running for Congress to improve opportunities for the middle class and hardworking families on the Central Coast.
Hi, I'm Ortiz Leg, and I'm running for the California State Assembly to represent our district in Sacramento. The Central Coast has been my home for 24 years. My husband and I have 3 grown children, and now that they're raised, I can dedicate myself to helping other families and ensuring their future as well. My background in energy, technology, and trade has given me a wide range of experience. As it turns out, I'm the only candidate running for this office that has actually created hundreds of jobs for residents right here on the Central Coast. I'm the only candidate that has actually cut government red tape. And I'm the only candidate that has helped grow and expand local businesses right here on the Central Coast. I'm the only candidate with a proven track record. I want to take those successes to Sacramento and help our district grow and ensure that we have the jobs for all the residents, no matter what their income level. I'm not a politician, but I'm exactly the kind of person that needs to go to Sacramento. Please support my candidacy and vote for me, Ortiz Leg, California State Assembly.
Be ready to vote in the general election on Tuesday, November the 8th, 2016.